Namaskar, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anirudh Vash, and you're watching the Optimistic Journalist YouTube channel. Dear friends, today in this video, I am going to discuss about something that has been in the news for quite many years in the past, but nobody has ever told the truth about this topic. And this topic is the truth behind PM Modi's education. There are a lot of myths spread by India's opposition regarding PM Modi's education, and this video will bust all those myths. If we talk about education, education is not merely a tool that teaches us how to write codes, make vaccines, or build roads, bridges, buildings, but it is also something that teaches us to build values, character, and to build a behavior not just of a few people but of an entire civilization as a whole. The Indian civilization, which is known to be among the oldest civilizations in the world, is also credited not merely for enlightening the world about morality, morals, but also about spirituality, culture, and traditions. And in India, well, when the whole world is looking for a bright spot for steering the world's economic growth, India has been targeted by India's opposition parties in a way that the opposition leaders question Prime Minister Modi's educational qualifications. This does not appear like something what a constructive opposition does. This appears like something highly motivated and inspired by the ideology of political revenge, vendetta against the Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Modi. Ladies and gentlemen, if I talk about the past, like in the past, Prime Minister Modi of India has faced criticism by the opposition leaders for implementing path-breaking reforms like demonetization, GST, and farm laws. Now, farm laws were faced with severe opposition by farmer leaders, but demonetization and GST have been the reforms that won India loads of accolades all around the world. It won India's leadership a lot of respect all around the world and has made doing business easier in India, without a doubt. At times when India's opposition leaders spread myths about Prime Minister Modi's educational qualifications, especially when India is a growth engine for the entire world. It makes me wonder if the opposition leaders' criticism of Prime Minister Modi's education is backed by sanity, if not logic. The world's leading institutions like the World Bank, the IMF, the BRICS Bank, ADB, BRICS, G20, G7, and whatnot have been praising Prime Minister Modi's economic policies in India. Each time when Prime Minister Modi visits a foreign country, particularly the US, the top-notch CEOs of the US corporations, they shower praises on Prime Minister Modi. And I want to question these opposition leaders, these so-called highly educated opposition leaders. What would they call this praise, showering of praises for Prime Minister Modi by top-notch CEOs of top-notch corporations, like CEOs of top-notch corporations? Would they call this praise as blind or biased? Prime Minister Modi is someone who brought reforms like Jan Dhan Aadhaar, mobile, the JAM Trinity. He brought something like the ENAM portal. I have mentioned demonetization and GST before. He has brought Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, Prime Minister's healthcare reform for the poor and the underprivileged people in India. He has brought so many reforms: the Indian Semiconductor Mission, Electronics Component Manufacturing Scheme, Electronics Manufacturing Clusters Scheme. He is the man who has fought for bringing in India the bullet trains. Yes, they are in under the process, they are in the pipeline, but not far away from now, like an year or probably an year and 2 months from now, we will have a bullet train running inside of India, inside of the Indian territories, I must say. Prime Minister Modi, under his leadership, India achieved its renewable energy targets before the time limit ended. India is leading the world in renewable energy. We are showing the path to the world. Not just the Electronics Manufacturing Cluster Scheme or Indian Semiconductor Mission or PLI schemes, say Atmanirbhar Bharat, every scheme that Prime Minister Modi has brought, it has brought a fundamental and very significant change in the whole of India's, I must say, in the whole of India's business culture. India is now far more efficient as an economy, as a growing economy. It has become the fastest growing economy, and it has been the fastest growing major economy from the very beginning of Prime Minister Modi's first tenure. India is building marvels of infrastructure. I'm sorry for using the word miracle, but yes, India is building infrastructure marvels as well. There are a lot many top-notch infrastructure projects going on in India. Prime Minister Modi has also led India's foreign policy very strongly in the times when the world's geopolitical equations, the geopolitical climate has been highly turbulent. Remember the last year, 2025 April, the attack in Pahalgam, and after that, how India emerged not just as a military superpower in the Asian region, but also as a diplomatic leader in the world. Even today, when there's a war going on between Iran and Israel, Iran and the US, the world wants PM Modi to intervene. The world wants PM Modi to mediate between Iran and US and also between Iran and Israel. Now, the whole world, when it is showing so much of trust in Prime Minister Modi's leadership, are these people blind or biased? Does the India's opposition think, do they have the audacity to say that world leaders like Prime Minister Albanese of Australia, President Macron of France, former Prime Minister of Japan, late Mr. Shinzo Abe, like I use the word G because he's a true friend of Prime Minister Modi. I like him a lot. I was a fan of his. Prime Minister of Israel Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu, President Obama, President Trump, President Biden, now President Trump again. When these leaders call Prime Minister Modi as their friend, reliable friend, President Putin calls India's Prime Minister Modi as a reliable friend. Now, would all these prestigious world leaders befriend somebody from India who does not have education? Is their praise on Prime Minister Modi also blind or say biased? Some opposition leaders have also claimed that in the PMO, the Prime Minister's office, it is the bureaucrats who get policies pitched to the Prime Minister and they get papers signed policy papers signed by Prime Minister Modi. Now, this is dumb logic. Had the bureaucrats been this good in the past as well? Ever since India became a free country, India would have become a superpower years before Prime Minister Modi entered the Prime Minister's office as the Prime Minister, the elected Prime Minister. Prime Minister Modi, he completed BA Political Science External Examination Correspondence as we know it in the year 1978 from Delhi University. He continued to work for the BJP and the RSS. 1980 he joins the BJP. In the year 1981, somebody like some leader in the RSS or the BJP encourages him to pursue masters. So he pursues Masters of Arts in Political Science, again external examination, aka correspondence from the Gujarat University. And after that, he continues to work tirelessly as a political leader, a political activist first, leader second. He goes on to get chosen to lead Gujarat after earthquakes struck Gujarat, and he was the most competent man, more competent than the then chief minister of Gujarat. 2002 he wins his election for the first time as Gujarat CM, continues to work until 2014 as the Gujarat CM. 2014 he becomes India's Prime Minister. Since the year 1971, Prime Minister Modi has worked as a full-time RSS Pracharak for the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, the National Volunteer Corps. Since 1971 until 1980, he worked as RSS Pracharak. In 1980, he joined the Bharatiya Janata Party, and he worked continuously as a BJP activist, a BJP political worker until the year 2001 when he was for the very first time elected as Chief Minister of Gujarat. He was the most competent man who could help Gujarat, who could help rebuild Gujarat after the earthquake. 2002, he wins his first election. 2002, he wins the election as Chief Minister again, worked until 2014 as the Gujarat CM. 2014, he becomes the Prime Minister. It's been 12 years that he has served the country as Prime Minister. And since the year 1971 until the present day 2026, all these many years long, he has not just observed but studied also the policies, implementation, execution, formulation, and the impact these policies had over the common man, over people ranging from common man to professionals to business person to the political leaders to even the world leaders. Prime Minister of India of his time like Prime Minister Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, or world leaders like Ronald Reagan. He not only studied the policies of India's state governments and successive union governments in India, he studied policies of great number of countries from all over the world, including the USA. And every time Prime Minister Modi visits the United States, the American leaders, they see a glimpse of President Reagan in Prime Minister Modi. The American senators, they call Prime Minister Modi as a reformer leader, and they see President Ronald Reagan in Prime Minister Modi. That's not a blind praise. That's not a praise backed by bias. Ladies and gentlemen, the skills that Prime Minister Modi possesses are decision making, making tough decisions like the decision after Pahalgam terror attack, responding by approving the Operation Sindoor, approving the military to take over and pursue the Operation Sindoor, which is still ongoing, to approve airstrikes, the Balakote strikes, to approve the surgical strike. The Indian Prime Minister Modi ji is skilled at decision making, diplomacy, hard work, pragmatism, leadership, compassion, morality. He's somebody who has the integrity to be the Prime Minister. He deserves to be the Prime Minister. Nobody else is this super honest like Prime Minister Modi is. And Prime Minister Modi also has more than 50 years of experience at politics now. That is a wealthy experience. There's a wealth of experience with Prime Minister Modi. He's got the skills, he's got the experience. And now we have India, that is a model for the whole world to learn how to uplift millions and millions and millions of people from poverty, create a new middle class, run PLI schemes, run Atmanirbhar Bharat, Indian Semiconductor Mission, electronics manufacturing cluster schemes, electronics components manufacturing schemes. He's someone who is privatizing the space sector, encouraging startups to enter the space sector, and something that has helped India's space sector grow immensely, massively. He is the most suitable man to run the job of Prime Minister's office in the Republic of India. Ladies and gentlemen, the way a young man, like a fresh graduate, young man or woman, fresh graduate, say early career professionals or even experienced professionals, when they go for a job search, the employer does not merely hire them on the basis of their college degrees. He or she inquires about their skill set, the experiences, if they're freshers, their internship experiences. For early career professionals, mid-career experienced professionals, they ask about their work experiences, achievements at their previous workplaces. Prime Minister Modi has got the educational qualifications, he's got the skill set, he's got the experience as well. And without a doubt, there's nobody who's as competent as Prime Minister Modi. Iran, US, Israel want India to mediate. The governments haven't officially stated that, but many leaders in these countries say Prime Minister Modi can help end this war. Russia, Ukraine, Russia and Ukraine both believe in India more than they would believe in any other mediator. Now that's the power of Prime Minister Modi's diplomacy. The man running the most responsible office is the most deserving man to run this office. And merely having an educational degree doesn't make anybody worthy of becoming some kind of a political leader just because they have a degree. You need to know the problems. More than that, you need to have solutions to the problems. And the harsher truth of this whole matter is that India's opposition is a problem in itself. They are troublemakers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been quite a long video. I end this video, but I want to say our leader, our hero, Prime Minister Modi, he is the most suitable man to govern the Prime Minister's office in the Republic of India. He's the most suitable man for the job. If you like my video, share it, comment upon it, like it, and subscribe to my channel, because that will give me the encouragement to share more and more videos with you. And we will bust all the myths against the Indian Prime Minister Modi ji, against the Hindu civilization of India, against the Indian foreign policy and whatnot. Stay tuned to The Optimistic Journalist. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and keep watching my YouTube channel, Anirudh Vash, The Optimistic Journalist. Namaskar, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching my video. Comment, share, like, subscribe, and help use this video to answer the opposition leaders. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.